guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing extremely well. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to contour and highlight with powders and how to also use a contour kit. Now contour kits have become a huge thing in the makeup industry. So many companies are coming out with them and a lot of you guys had questions on how to use them. So I have gotten one of my recent favorites. This is the Alison Jade contouring kit. And this is one that I've been actually using for the past couple of weeks and I absolutely love the shades. The top three are highlights and then the bottom three are for contouring. So for my face right now, I haven't really done anything to it. I've just got my foundation and I've got my under eyes highlighted and set. I would typically use either a pinky powder or a yellow powder, but right now I've only just got just a basic natural powder. But on top of that I will be putting like another color on top just to show you guys how they work. But yeah, so the Alison Jade contouring kit, it's got the three highlight shades. These two are more on the cooler side and then this one is a more warmer yellow. I wouldn't say warm, but it's like a more yellow shade, a lot like the BELLAMI Banana and the Sasia Banana or shades. So that one is probably one of my favorites. And then for contouring, you've got the three warmer and then this one, these two actually a little bit cooler. This one I think is my fave because it does have a bit of a grey tint to it, so any type of powder with a grey kind of tinge to it is really good for contouring because it can mimic that kind of shadowy look because shadows are grey and this mimics the shadow. And yeah, pretty much. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys how I use this. And yeah, so I'm actually going to start out with the contouring. I'm going to take the middle shade on a Designer Makeup Tools Ultra Tapered Highlight number 12 and I'm going to just lightly, just very ever so lightly, and then tap it. I always like to start with a little bit and then what the hell is Merc? I like to start with a little bit and then kind of work my way darker because sometimes when you pack on the product and apply it, it becomes really hard to blend and it will start to look really muddy and choppy, which is not what we want to go for. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on there, tap my brush and slowly just start to blend that into the holes of my cheekbones. Even then, a little bit has kind of just given us that high cheekbone contoured slimmer face look. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more actually and just darken that up. You guys know me, I love a deep, intense contour. And I do bring this up a little bit higher just to blend it in a lot better. What I love about this palette is that the colours aren't chalky at all. It's very smooth, very easily blendable as you can see. I'm just applying little by little and it is just blending and melting into my skin like butter, which is what I love because I've tried a few contour kits and the colours just don't just blend in. They look really chalky and muddy and it just doesn't work. But this one I'm really impressed with. And a lot of the time you don't expect that because I think we all kind of overlook the smaller brands. If we haven't really heard of it, we are not really drawn to try it, but sometimes it's really worth it and you'd be really surprised at the quality of a lot of these companies and products. So the first side done, I'm going to take that same color, the middle shade. They don't really have names, they're just called contour and highlight shades. So I'm going to take that and sculpt my jawline a little bit just to give it a more defined edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take that same shade and apply it into my hairline. Ever so slightly. I don't really like to go too dark with this part. And then I'm taking this really small duo fiber brush. I don't know if you can see that. Not really focused, but I did get this from Crown Brush. It doesn't really have a name or a number on it. It's completely just a black handle, but I got this from Crown Brush. I'm going to take that same middle contour shade, ever so slightly, tap it off, and I'm going to use that to contour my nose. So just slightly drawing that onto the bridge, or the side of the bridge, and bringing that up into my eyebrow. What I'm then going to do is take a bigger brush. This is a Silky Soft Tapered Blush Brush number 24 by Designer Makeup Tools, and I'm going to take the third shade, which is a lot more warmer than the second one that I was using, and I'm going to use this to bronze my face. I like to use the middle one. As I said before, it has like a more grey tone to sculpt out that contour and give it that shadow and that shape that you want, and then go in with a warmer bronzer to really like bronze up your face and give you that colour that you like. So just tapping that off, and I apply this a little bit higher than the first one. So while you've added that dimension, that depth with the more grey tone, you're now adding a bit of colour with this one. And also bringing that around my hairline. And my jawline as well. And I like to connect that all together, so an easy way to remember is to kind of make a 3 with your brush. So going into the hairline, down the cheekbone, back around, and then down the jawline. And that just ensures that it's all really well blended and just kind of melting into each other. And then moving on to the highlight, I personally prefer to leave the highlight till last. It's personal choice, I think each to their own. I prefer to do the contour first and then kind of blend the highlight into that. And for that I'm going to be taking the middle banana shade. I'm going to be taking that on an IT Cosmetics brush. It's double-sided, it doesn't have a name to it, it just says IT Cosmetics, but I'm going to take the bigger side and just swirl it into that banana shade and tap it off. And what I'm actually going to do is buff that into my under eye. And you see this way it's just blended and melted into that contour. It doesn't look choppy, it doesn't look harsh, there isn't any like awkward lines between them. It's just all blending in seamlessly to each other. I'm going to take that banana shade as well and also really just rub that in underneath the contour to give you a really nice kind of sharpness to it. And now that that's all blended in, I'm going to go back in with the last shade that we used for the contour and the bigger contouring brush and just slightly deepen that up. I always start with little and add more because it's a lot easier to add than it is to remove. And I'm going to go in one final time and just blend the rest of that in. And the final part that I'm going to do is highlight my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and the tops of my temples. And what I'm going to do is going to take this really tiny fan brush. I believe this one was from Crown Brush as well. This was in my Salon Melbourne haul, so if you like you can check that to see exactly where I got it from, but I'm pretty sure it was Crown Brush. And I'm going to take this highlight shade from the palette. I'm going to swirl my little fan brush in that, tap it off. And I'm first going to do the bridge of my nose, ever so slightly. My cupid's bow. also my cheekbones. And lastly, I'm actually going to take that same highlight shade and I'm going to apply this underneath my brow, onto my brow bone, to really just bring that out a little bit more. And I'm going to connect that in with that highlight onto my cheekbones, just so there's a gradual kind of blend going on there. So that is pretty much how I contour and highlight with powder products. This is also how I use a contour kit. Pretty standard, pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. The Alison Jade contour kit can be purchased from their website. I'll leave a link to it down below. It's easily one of my favorites. These colors blend like butter. And one thing that I actually really like about it is that the packaging is actually really tough. Like, it's sort of like a faux leather snakeskin kind of feel, but it's like thick and hard, and if I drop this, there's no way this is gonna break because I am butterfingers. I drop things all the time and I'm just happy to have something that has like safe packaging because I never know I'm gonna break things. I always break things and it just breaks my heart, literally. But yeah, anyway, so I really hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully learned something new today. If you did enjoy it, please give me a big thumbs up. That would mean the world to me and it would really help me a lot. And yeah, as I said before, if you have any questions or requests, leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer and I will definitely get back to you guys. And yeah, so I will be seeing you in my next tutorial. Take care. Bye.